What's good, YouTube? It's JD. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm JD. I'm a tattoo apprentice at Moonson Tattoos in Montreal. I'll be documenting my entire apprenticeship as well as my tattoo career, and I do vlogs and other shit too. So if you're into that type of content, stay tuned and consider subscribing, please. Thank you. This week's gonna be a shorter video. I'll be doing a portfolio tour, the one that got me my apprenticeship, and I'll be giving you tips and advice on getting your own apprenticeship for those who are looking to get one. And yeah, let's get into it. Alright, can you see that? Alright, so first things first, you want to make sure that you get a professional looking folder or binder, whatever works for you. Just make sure it's clean. I wouldn't go for like no bright neon color bullshit, weird, whatever. Just a black folder works. This is an A3 size paper because that's the size of my drawings, but you could use A4 as well. I wouldn't go shorter than that though. So starting off with the first page, kind of your intro page, you want to okay, so for the first page, I kind of want to showcase one of my styles, which is like a cartoony kind of street look, and it reminds me of like Homies, for those who know. Cloud9 up top is like a series of drawings / paintings, just like art pieces in general that I want to get started. So yeah, I just got like a few characters, this being or supposed to be like me, I guess, and we got a cloud character, which is like my like original characters, tattooing a little alien. I fuck with that. Zombies, cause I fuck with that. Portfolio, showcasing what it's about type shit. And then moving on to more of my realism pieces. Also here, very important, your bloodborne pathogens. You gotta take tattooing very seriously. Knowing how to tattoo is one thing, taking it seriously is a completely different game. Having this in your portfolio shows your future mentor that you do take it seriously. I will be doing a different course for the bloodborne pathogens because this one's like not the greatest. Do your research on bloodborne pathogens. It's very important in the tattoo industry. Moving on to the drawings. So this is more my realism pieces. It's what I want to lean more into in tattooing, like black and gray realism. So it's a little smudge there, but I want to showcase my capabilities when drawing portraits and shit like that, right? So we got Kratos from God of War, one of my favorite pieces. Ability to do little details, facial expressions, shit like that, right? So very strong first page. You want to make sure that your first page is like, wow, damn, that's some shit. Moving on, we got Tyler Durden from Fight Club. Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Bat who last, is it centered? Oh shit, it's not. So we got Zendaya from Real Life. It's not really Zendaya, it's kind of wonky. I could have done better for the hair, make it darker, but overall I think it's still a pretty good portrait. Not very accurate to the real one, but regardless. Next we have the Bat who laughs type shit. So a little story time. When I first applied at the shop that I work at, this was like kind of incomplete. It wasn't really well saturated, and my mentor today, who reviewed my portfolio the first time, told me that I have to work on my darks, making the darker areas darker type shit. So like in the mouth area, under the chin right here, really saturate the paper as much as possible. You want to make sure that your designs are tattooable right away. So this Zendaya piece, not the greatest, but this one pretty okay, decent. You know, if someone were to look at your portfolio right now and be like, yo, I want that shit tatted, you could like take that shit out, print it, stencil it, and tattoo it right away, and like use this as a reference. It's important. You want to showcase that you could do complete designs, okay? You don't want to have unfinished drawings, no sketches, none of that shit, right? Moving on, we got this like Chrome Hearts astronaut theme with like this face in it, Frankenstein, classic. This I would consider incomplete as well because the darker areas aren't as dark as they should be. Next, my favorite piece in this entire portfolio, my Optimus Prime drawing. This shit is a banger, okay? This shit is actually genuinely a banger. It took me forever to do, but I love every square inch of this shit. The face, to the hands holding the sword, to the like reflection on this piece right here, not reflection but like the light source hitting it. It's just a fire piece. It is a bit smudged in the plastic. Unfortunately, that's something you'll have to deal with pencil drawings. It is what it is, I guess. Moving on, we got these sunflowers with vampire skulls. It's like a, you know, like sunflowers and vampires die from the sun type shit. You get me? You feel? Moving on to colors. So one thing with me is I'm not really a color artist, but I do want to showcase that I can use colors if needed. Although I'm not the greatest at it, there's a learning curve to everything, right? But I'm getting there, you know. I think this is pretty cool. This little bubblegum shit right here. But this is basically like a plastic gun. You can see like the kind of see-through-ish plastic, as well as the handle right here. It's a custom little piece. I like it. Next is like a flash sheet, a bunch of little designs inspired by Pinterest, of course. Very useful platform for anyone looking to find inspiration, although I wouldn't say copy them. I just get inspiration from them. add your own twist to it. So yeah, like little flash design. When it comes to like more traditional looking pieces, I do think you need to add more darks than I did. So the blacks here are not like far out enough. You want to have like a third of the design black, a third of the design color, and the last third just skin tone, so like the white. But I do think the composition of it is cool. I like it. We got a frame with Ghost Rider in it. I originally just drew this frame. I thought it was cool. I wanted to put something in it, didn't know what to do, but I fuck with Ghost Rider, so I was like, yo, let me slap that shit in there. Boom. More flash designs. I really like this flash page personally. I really like this clock. My mentor actually commented on it, how it looks nice because of the darks. So again, with the contrast, you want to make sure that whenever you're doing like a black area, make sure that it's black. Don't make it like dark gray. Scratch the pencil in it. Make it saturated, so like in this back area right here is dark, as dark as you can get, right? And then just like some other flash. Some more flash. These are just animals. I tried doing traditional type of style-ish kind of. One thing with me, I don't know if you can see, I'll probably zoom in editing, but one thing with me is I love adding little face tats to my characters and design. So this shark got like a little take a bite face tat. I prefer doing that. I don't know what it is about it, but and then just like some reptile skin texture. I want to show that I can do that. Some more flash designs. It's really important to add a lot of flash designs, or at least it is to me. I think it shows that you can doodle pretty quickly, come up with like little short designs quick and fast, and that could potentially help you get into a shop. So, and also original art, don't copy unless it's like realism pieces, like my first pieces over here. Unless it's realism, make sure you do original designs when it comes to your flash and shit like that, right? Even with realism, you could kind of add a twist on it. So anyways, here I have like kind of more of a feminine type of spread right here. So I got this like symmetrical shit. I don't really like this, but fuck it, I like it. Valentine's Day theme flash. Nothing too crazy. Some black letters, and laugh now, cry later. Very classic designs. Again, adding a lot of contrast to your designs. You want to make sure that the dark areas are pitch black. I cannot stress that enough. Okay. Some smaller designs. This is from my sketchbook. I don't necessarily recommend adding sketchbook drawings into your portfolio. However, I do think these are pretty cool personally. Again, with the face tats on the little ghost right here. And then this is like a play on words. So this is a puzzle, which in French is casse-tête, and there's a skull in it, and it's broken up, so it's like tête is like head in French, casse-tête. You get it. Little dagger with a balance type of, yeah. Moving on to more of a Japanese style. Also showcasing different styles, showing versatility can help you get an apprenticeship. I know a lot of people like to stay more professional, staying with one style, which I guess could help. I guess it depends what type of shop you want to get into. For me personally, I want to showcase that I'm able to kind of jump around from different styles. This is my first Japanese dragon ever done. It's not the greatest. It's honestly pretty shit. I do think the line work on the face is pretty good. However, he is missing an arm. I don't know if you can tell he's missing an arm. And the flames could be better, as well as the background is pretty plain. Little koi fish, very simple, very basic. It's kind of like the base form of a koi fish, nothing special added to it. But just showcasing scales is pretty good. A lot of tattoo artists like seeing that. Can you see that? Yeah, okay, cool. Moving on, this is more flash designs. These, however, are heavily inspired by Pinterest, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the scary movies. What's your favorite scary movie type shit. A little face, cartoon face holding a knife. I do like the handle here. I think it's pretty nice, as well as the hair, the little hair bun. Looks nice. I like it. So I kept it. Again, with the smudges, something you'll have to deal with pencil drawings, unfortunately. Here, another Cloud9 piece. As I mentioned, Cloud9 is like a series that I'm trying to get going. Little cloud characters. I like implementing little aliens as well. I like the flashlight effect that I got. Jellyfish. I want to show like my lines. That's it. So here, this is a pretty cool spread. Little cards. You could flip the design, so it's like interactive, I guess you could say. So I want to show like life and death type of thing. So we have the scythe with the skull, kind of symbolizing death. He's got like a little gun under his robe, which I think is a pretty cool detail. I also like the texture of the robe, kind of looks fuzzy. And then you can flip the image, which I'm not gonna do for you because it's too much effort. But yeah, this is like just a classic playing card look. And then over here, Queen of Hearts, same thing. Life and death. The death in this case is a vampire. Little baddie right here, little baddie over here with a Jason mask. Heart, Queen of Hearts type. It's also like a cartoony look, which again is one of my styles that I love doing. Also, yeah, when you're doing spreads like this, for example, 2 pages, make it flow nicely. Don't want some random shit. And especially if you have similar designs, put them close together similarly to my Japanese drawings. I put them together. Same thing, right? Moving on. Instant regret. This is kind of just, some bullshit, but I don't know. I liked it, so I added it. Too sad. I want to show my letters and kind of like a gradient. I love skulls, I love drawing them, and I love cowboys, and that shit is fire. Bang, boom. Here are some ballpoint pen drawings. So this one's obviously heavily inspired by One Piece. Shout out all my One Piece viewers out there. Again, Cloud 9. That's my shit. This is like a wave / cloud I did with a blue pen. So yeah, I really like this piece. Virgin Mary with a rose, a lot of roses. You're gonna be doing a lot of those in a tattoo shop. It's a very common design, so showcasing your ability to do that could, I guess, help you. And again, this was with a ballpoint pen, which a lot of people don't do nowadays, which I don't know why. It's a very cool medium to use in my opinion. Piano with space coming through it. I used to play, but not anymore. But yeah, grand piano with a space coming through it. I love space. I'm a big fan of space. I don't know shit about space. I just think it's fascinating. Anyways, some paintings. So I want to show my different use of mediums as well as like my art background, right? So we got this Cloud9 painting, some character design. So we got Master Chief and Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. And then here are my custom shoes that I used to do in high school. Again, just showing my art background. I want to show that I've been doing art. It's not just something I'm good at. It's something that I'm passionate about, which are two different things. I do think being good at art is more important than having the passion for it when it comes to getting the apprenticeship. However, having both of those things shows, it shows. And then just some more shit, and this is like my homework as an apprentice. And then the final page, just a conclusion to the portfolio. My name, portfolio number 1, because I do plan on making multiple of them, and my contacts as well as my YouTube, which you're watching right now. Shout out to you. So moving on to tips and advice on getting your apprenticeship. Nowadays, it's a very saturated market. It's hard to get into this industry. So let me just give you like what I know, my understanding of how I got my apprenticeship, and hopefully inspire and motivate you to do the same type shit, right? Let me just stop recording this. All right. But yeah, tip number 1 is make sure your portfolio is full of designs. Okay, you don't want to half-ass it. Understand that your portfolio is essentially your resume. Like when you apply at a job, right, you're showing your capabilities, what you do, and your experience. Okay, so showing that you have a lot of artwork shows that you've been doing it for a while. Another tip, which is not really a tip, it's more like just motivational: don't quit. Okay, I was rejected from the shop that I work at today. I was rejected the first time I applied there. However, a few of the artists there that looked at my portfolio kind of vouched for me, which shout out to y'all. Shout out to all the artists at the shop. Actually, these are all their IGs. Y'all could check them out. Fire artists, fire artwork, just a lot of talent. Okay, I'm surrounded by a lot of talent, real shit. Honestly, just don't give up. If you get a no, don't take it too personal, although it is low-key personal. But like, who knows, maybe one day you go back to the shop with an improved portfolio and they're gonna maybe consider taking you in. It doesn't stop until you decide to stop. Okay, so just keep going. Another tip is to understand the industry as well as like the shops in your area. Again, as I mentioned before, certain shops have like different styles. So if you're looking to do realism pieces, don't apply at a traditional tattoo shop. You won't be doing many of those. So yeah, let's just understand where you're going, as well as understand your future mentor. Do your research on the artists at the shop. Look if you're even interested in working there. You don't want to like end up getting an apprenticeship and then 2 weeks later you're like, shit, I don't vibe with anyone here or whatever. Like, look at your mentor, see their style, what they've done, how often do they post. This is very important nowadays. Social media and all of that bullshit. You really have to put yourself out there, and if your shop doesn't do that, consider applying at a different shop, maybe, Another tip is to show up in person. I know a lot of people like to call or email the shop before showing up, which I guess that depends on the artist you're working with. Some people would prefer that. The way I see it though is tattoo artists are quite busy. They don't really have time to look at your online portfolio. No one wants to do that. So just show up in person. It shows that you actually care. Show up with a physical portfolio shows that you are professional and that you take pride in your art. Kind of build your character up. People have a better idea of who you are as an artist. So yeah, just do that shit, bro. And then another tip is don't directly ask for an apprenticeship. 99% of the times, if you go into a shop asking, oh, are you guys looking for apprentices right now? No, they're not. Okay, if you act friendly, get to know the people there first, right? Obviously getting tattooed at the shop first kind of helps get to know the artist better. I didn't do that for the shop I work at, but I did show up in person, kind of get a feel of the shop, and then I politely asked if anyone had the time to look at my portfolio, which they were kind enough to do so. So another thing I want to talk about is what to expect in an apprenticeship, because a lot of people don't really have the faintest idea of what an apprenticeship is. Expect homework every single day. Homework as in, let me just show you a little bit. These are my homework that I do every single day. And then my mentor kind of like corrects my little mistakes so I don't redo them for the next page. Different types of lines. I'm not gonna show you everything, that's revealing way too much sauce. But all these pages, mind you, I've been at this place for 2 weeks. Not even, bro. This takes a while. This takes like 2 to 3 hours every single day, and I have to show up to the shop as well. So like, you know, it's a lot of hours, it's a lot of work. And if you're not willing to draw and use a pen every single day, I'm talking every single day, then this is not for you, honestly. You're not going to be progressing the way you want to. And unfortunately, in this type of market, in this type of industry, if you're not constantly progressing and showing up, you're gonna fall short. Oh shit, my mic was on the table this whole time. I don't know if y'all heard any of that, but I was basically just saying that there's a whole lot of homework to do. Also expect a lot of pressure. There's so many different artists, starving artists out there, bro, that are way hungrier than you. I promise you that. Expect a lot of bullshit. Like, people will just bash on your work, completely shit on it because they don't care about you. They're busy doing their own artwork. So if you're not staying focused, staying in your own lane, just continuously progressing at your own pace, and you start comparing yourself to other people, you're gonna let that pressure cave in on you. Because I'm telling you right now, there's always gonna be someone working harder than you and more talented than you and all of that. So just stay focused. Yeah, and another thing to expect is you will no longer have free time, at least for the first few months of your apprenticeship. This is a lot of work that goes into it. It's not just doing tasks, getting paid, and boats and hoes, you know. It's not that. It's not that at all. Daily work. I go to the shop 6 days a week. You know what I mean? It's a lot. Obviously, if you have a job, you'll have less days at the shop, but you'll progress slower. So, you know, you gotta pick your battles. But yeah, hopefully this video kind of gives you a better idea of what to expect in an apprenticeship, how to get one, and as well as what type of portfolio you should be bringing to shops. Thank you for watching. I'll maybe do like a fashion video to all my fashion viewers out there. I need to make jorts. It's hot as shit outside. I don't know if y'all can see the sun. Woo, beaming. But yeah, I need to make some jorts, so I might film that for y'all. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. Like, subscribe, support the kid.